November. This month's video is all about the Sea Feather self-steering wind vane that I bought and installed, and it's taken a bit of a long time to get out there because it took ages. I just couldn't get out and actually test it, and I wanted to put them on the same video. So to install it, you get this wonderful sort of instruction booklet with all diagrams and things with it, and yeah, let's see how that goes then, shall we? Right, so if you do need to mark something up, it's really useful if your pen is exactly the same diameter as the thing that you're marking up. So that was a bit of a good coincidence, wasn't it? Right, so let's see if we can get this marked up. It really also helps if you've got sort of an inspection hatch thing right underneath the tiller. Right, so a bit Heath Robinson. I've tied it onto the back, made a centre mark, got it all to the right height. So there we go, that seems to be about the right height. I've marked it up. Time to drill some holes. Just superb access. If I go in there it's all dark, but hopefully if I go in far enough, look, that's the two holes, so I can reach them easily. Doesn't happen very often, does it? It's all going too well so far. A bit nervy. And there it is, all bolted on, sitting on its own. The next thing to do is get the actual wind vane part. Put that on. So actually this is the only bit of the entire operation that you could in any way describe as tricky. Just a little bit of precision getting this linked in, and then there's a screw that you have to screw in very, very carefully and make sure you don't cross thread it. So good job nobody's watching, because I need to concentrate on this bit. Cheers. Really nice quiet afternoon, and I'm videoing this for my YouTube channel, and then the goose turns up. You two, you three two. A spectacular job, isn't it? It really. You don't. If we hear a plosh. Well, you heard about what Tony did, didn't you?
It'll be on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you've been fattening the goose up ready for dinner?
Well, do you know, I've never fed him in my life, and he always wanders over.
Oh, it's sod. You never fed a poor goose that's starving. It's a fair bit of kit there.
Oh, there we are. Actually, an audience did help. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it is a fair old bit of kit, isn't it? So, just one final little adjustment to get the actual main shaft nice and upright, and then put the actual the wind vane part on the top, which you adjust obviously using those two red ropes, so that it's the wind is coming directly at it. This then gets translated via these pulleys and things to twist the shaft round, and then to twist the wooden servo rudder. Now obviously if the boat was going along, that twist would actually cause a force for the rudder to be pushed sideways. So I'll sort of emulate this. What I'm doing here is just moving the rudder to show you it moving to the side. And moving to the side, hello Derek, thanks for your help again, that moves the servo arm, which then pulls on the ropes which are connected to the tiller, and the tiller moves from side to side and points the boat in the direction relative to the wind that you've set on the wind vane in the first place. So very, very clever, incredibly easy to set up. Oh, whoops, so hang on, sorry, just making myself a cup of tea, but I have seen that before. That's probably the simplest job I've ever done on a boat, and I was not looking forward to it at all actually, but it was really simple. Everything was sort of pre-made in all the right dimensions and so on. Took ages to wait to get a day when I could actually go out and test it. Wanted a calm day. Unfortunately it was quite choppy. Winds were only sort of 15, they did gust up to 20 at one point. I put a couple of reefs in the sail just to make it easier to kind of balance the sail up. There's a lot of sloppy seamanship going on here, so apologise for that. I just chucked the fenders over the side because I literally had an hour before it was going to get dark, and I just had to get out and actually try this out. So first of all, get the sails up, and then all the advice I was given was to get everything as... Oh well, first of all, yeah, you've got to put the servo rudder in. I messed up video and putting the vane on the top because I was kind of standing in the way, but the whole thing was just so simple. It's the first time I'd ever done this. And then the next thing to do is to get the boat all nicely balanced up, get the sails nice and balanced. That's partly why I put the reefs in, not because I needed it because of the wind strength, but really just to make sure it was easier to get it sort of balanced. And then you've got the two little ropes red ropes that you kind of pull and get the vane sort of with the wind coming directly onto it. And then that's it, and then you kind of you sit there and you think, right, well okay, I just wait for the moment to slot the chain over the little hook thing, and then that should be it. So I kind of thought this is too easy so far, so I'm kind of hesitating here, thinking, is everything balanced up? Yeah, it was all balanced up, it was all fine. So eventually I put the chain over, and then my job was simply to leave it, walk away, do something else. And it just does its stuff. It's just a shame you can't see it's because of the camera angle, you can't see the wind vane at the top, but you can imagine it tilting from side to side, and you can see the little counterweight there, which is causing a twisting action, and the twisting with the water forcing past it is making the servo rudder go from side to side, and that in turn links to the lines going to the tiller. So what do I do now? Play Sudoku? Got to think of something else to do. But that's literally the first time that I put it on, so I was really pleased with that. It just works. It's a shame I didn't have more time, and I'd have liked to have done a really long journey with it kind of going, but this was the typical sort of Bristol Channel, short swells with sort of choppy, confused seas going on at the same time. And I thought it coped excellently well. It took a really good straight line. I need to get the lines sorted out. I'm terrible. I never cut lines until I absolutely have to. So I'm going to shorten them out and sort of manage them better. I took a quick video, as you can probably see here, of the instruments, just so we can see, just so you can have a look to see what's actually going on in terms of the wind. So you can see the wind coming over the about 45 degrees from the starboard. Those lines, I think I probably need to tighten them up a little bit on the chain. I literally just tied some knots and I didn't even think about doing it. It's being a bit sloppy, but it was bouncy. It was a bouncy day. It coped very well. And then you can see the lovely muddy, gravy brown Bristol Channel Sea. And that's the vane at the top, and it's starting to sort of get a little bit dark. So I did actually turn round and have a quick test going the other way, which I haven't included here, but that was literally just 5 minutes. So literally I only managed to spend sort of 20 minutes, half an hour altogether, but really successful, really pleased. So yeah, sea feather wind vane, absolutely fantastic. Now here's just a little postscript. I don't know if you remember, but in July I was coming back into the dock and I actually I meant to dock starboard 2, port 2, and I actually ended up going starboard 2 because I got blown off of the pontoon. The wind was going to blow me off the pontoon and the tide was still coming in, so I set up a bridle here. So the front bit of this line has been set on the mid cleat, and then the back bit of it, and then obviously it goes over the safety lines, and the back bit goes into either, in this case I'm putting it through the cleat, you can put it onto one of the winches, and that's kind of where the back of the boat is going to end up in relation to the cleat on the dock. So here I'm coming in, and as I say, the wind is going to be blown off. Now unfortunately what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get the boat roughly in and then stop it with the back of the boat exactly where you want it to be. I actually put it in reverse a little bit early, stopped it, and then had to go forward. And in faffing about and doing that, the back of the boat got blown well off, so there is actually quite a gap between me and the dock. So I've included this to show you that with this technique, even if you're really sloppy, and I'm throwing it over to the cleat, I've thrown it over the far cleat, because the near one I've already got some rope set up where I couldn't be bothered to take them off because I was only going for a short time. And I should have stopped the boat a little bit better here. You're not really supposed to use the rope to kind of stop it. And then if you put it in forward, because the nose is kind of sprung out, you put it in forward and it brings the nose in, so it's just like using a spring. It's a really, really good method. Let's have a look at it from a different perspective, from a different camera, and you can kind of see the way that you can see actually how far I drifted out because of stopping too soon. And in strong winds you can actually throw the lines from quite a distance, and as I say, really what you're supposed to do is to stop at this point, and you kind of throw with both arms. It's almost impossible to miss. It's a very difficult one to get wrong, and as I say, I did this really, really sloppily and it still worked. So you just pull it in, put the motor in forward, and there you go. And the other thing you can do is you can kind of let that line out a little bit, which is what I do in a second, and the boat kind of moves forwards again with the engine in forward, so you're actually driving forward all the time, and then you can go out at your leisure and sort things out. And it even works in I've tried it in very, very strong winds. Was a bit sloppy in this case, but anyway. So that was it for November. Very exciting. I'm very, very pleased with the Seafeather Mark VI Self-Steering Wind Vane. And you'll be seeing an awful lot more of it because I intend to use it a lot, and obviously I'll be testing it all points of sail, all sorts of weather conditions, and we'll see what happens then. So see you next month.